Hey there friends, Nibs again. Out here at the range today, doing a little bit of goofing around, and I wanted to do a head-to-head challenge for you guys. This is kind of one that was suggested by one of my my viewers on the channel, and then Air Guns of Alaska actually just did a similar head-to-head challenge with, he has two newer versions of these two guns. And I thought that was kind of confirmation for me to actually get out and do the do this challenge that was requested by one of my viewers. But what I have is two older versions of these two guns. They've been out for quite a while. You guys already seen it in the title, but this is one of my Daisy 880s. And I believe this one was made in probably like the early 90s. It's a metal receiver, but it has a plastic pump handle. So I believe if I dated this correctly, it was made in the early 1990s. It's got a 5H lot code number if anybody. So is that 95 or 85? I think an 85 would have had a metal pump handle, right? Anyway, so that's my Daisy 880. And then I have a Crosman 2100 Classic. And this is an older version of it. This is 1988 per the date code on the receiver. So they're pretty contemporary with each other, but we're going to just shoot at 25 yards here. It's about as far as I can go with. I'm shooting both of these with red dots on here. This one, it doesn't have a maker's mark on it, but if I remember right, it's a Fiachi. And then the one on the 2100 is a CV Life. But we're going to go ahead and I've got a 3-inch splatter burst out there at 25 yards. Hopefully we'll be able to keep all of these shots within that 3-inch splatter burst. Not going to hold my breath. It is pretty darn windy out here today, and it's a pretty good stretch for a couple of El Cheapo pellet guns like these ones. But we'll do maximum pump count for each one. The 880 is 10 pumps if I remember correctly, and the 2100 is supposed to only do 8 pumps. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. I didn't see that one's just on the bottom corner of that red dot. So I am shooting this with the JTS dead centers. These are 8.7 grain round nose. Both of these guns are rifled barrels, so I think it's a fair challenge. Not a real big, 880 buff or anything like that. I do like them. They're good little guns. I can't see that. Let me see. It is actually, it's more clouding up than anything else. Oh, so they both just about went into the same hole. Kind of thinking I didn't really spend a lot of time zeroing these up. I did shoot them at a 8-inch splatter burst before I started up. So I was just thinking maybe I would just shoot them for the best grouping and rather than actually scoring those targets. Go in the same hole again. This thing's doing great. This one was actually sent to me by longtime viewer of the channel, Mike. Hopefully he gets a chance to see this video. So he's on and then off and then on and then off. So, but he's been a longtime viewer. But he sent this over to me, I think, a couple years ago now. But he likes to tune up these 880s. He says he's got a bunch of them. All right, not doing too bad. Let's do one more with that, and then we'll move on to the 2100. Both of these red dots are very comparable in as far as specifications and everything goes as well. So. All right, last one for the 880. So these are red dots. I believe they both look like about the same size as far as the dot goes. I can't remember if they're 3 or 4 MOA dots, but that dot there on that one, yeah, same with this. It's probably about 2/3 the size of that splatterburst target down there. So it is kind of a stretch for these air guns, especially with just a red dot sight. But I thought it'd be fun to try. This guy is definitely a lot more of a chore to pump up for sure. All right, top splatter burst now. All right, that's a good looking shot for starters. I'll hold off till the end and then put the sub MOA measurements up for you guys to see. Oop, that one flew off to the side a little bit. I like these JTS pellets. They're very consistent. If you guys think about it, go ahead and get a hold of Terry over at Buckrail. He probably could use a few words of encouragement. Him and his family were right in the track of that barrel that went through Texas down there. So he definitely he was out without power. I don't know if he's even back with power. They were estimating it being back on by today. It's Thursday, July 7th. Or July 11th. It may not be. It may not be a few days. It'd be a few days before I get this all loaded up and everything and get it on the air. But his last correspondence that he threw out in an email was that they expected to possibly get the power back on today. So. For a guy that runs a business that requires all the electricity that 3D printing requires, being without power for a week or so is really not good. All right, this one's kind of blowing up a little bit. I think I can see the 880 has already probably won this one, but it's all about fun. All right, let me see what we got going on here. I think that was the 5th one, right? Stand by. All right, sorry about that, guys. I wanted to just play around with it just a little bit, figure out why I was shifting off to the right so much. But I'm really running out of light fast here, so I wanted to just get these measurements done, and we'll play around with this another night. Let's see here. What do I got? The measuring tape on this SOG is kind of weird, but we've got about an 1.5 inch group, and I'll put, like I said, I'll put at the end of the video, I'll put a couple of sub MOA measurements with this guy, but it's about an 1.5 inch group to the farthest one for the 2100, and then let's see, the 880 is right at about 1 inch. So neither one of them did super great, but you know, I blame a lot of that on myself. But I wanted to give it a try and see how I could do with them at 25 yards. I've never really shot either one of these at 25 yards. I know Chris Lang shot his 880 at like 50 yards, and I think maybe even 100 yards, but that's the best I can do. So anyway, there you go. The 880 takes this win. Both of them are pretty cool though. Let me turn off these red dots before I forget about it. But there you go. 880 takes a win. 2100 didn't do too bad, I guess. I'll have to play around with the zeroing on it a little bit better. And I never really even tried to see which pellet did better in which gun or anything like that. I just grabbed the first tin of pellets that looked like they'd do pretty good and were what I knew were consistent in other guns. So hope you guys liked the video. It is really dark. Till next time, have a great day.